Hi everyone, it's Heather, and I am here back in Burlington after my travels to New Jersey last week. It is Tuesday night at 5:30, and you have found your way to North Avenue Ink, Paper, Scissors, and I am on Facebook. This is my, gosh, I want to say we're almost up to like 30 broadcasts now. It's very exciting to me. Tonight I put together a Funfold card for you, and I'm so excited for you to see it tonight, and I'm so excited for you to try clicking on the link that I'm going to put in the comments here. This is a let's see if I can hide the things that I want to hide, and go delete that. There we go. All right, so the link there is to my online Stampin' Up! Website. And if you go to that link, there's a download page that you can click and download the picture, the measurements, and a diagram. Last week I put on the recipe on Facebook, and it was kind of challenging. This week I've done some digging, and I think I have a better way to do it. So I would love for you to try it and let me know what you think. Today we're going to go with the Country Birdhouse and Country Flowers Suite. I'm going to show you the card. It's a really sweet card, and it actually uses two stamp sets. One is a background stamp, got to get it here, plaid, and then the other is the Country Flowers, and it opens up just like that. And it's one that I think packs a lot of bang for the buck, because you can just prop it on a mantle, and there you have your photo, your picture displayed. I think it would be great even to use as Christmas cards. If you're going to send a photo inside, you could send the photo on the front here and decorate it. Lots of possibilities. I can't wait to see what y'all come up with. Here we go. I'm going to switch the camera down. We're going to start with the cardstock. And this is a pretty, as I said, a pretty easy fold. We're going to start with a full sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to cut it down the center at 4 1/4, which is half of a sheet. And I'm going to set that one aside. I wanted to show you here, I had to replace my blade today. And if you start having problems with your blade falling out of your trimmer, it's because there is a little nub here that wears down as it's time to replace your blade. Sometimes it's still sharp and you can keep going. It just wants you to be aware that it's time to switch. So that's what an old one looks like. I don't think you're going to be able to see really clearly, but I'm going to try the new one, hoping I don't cut my fingers there. So if you look, there's the nubbins on the new one to hold it in the trimmer. And you can see that these are kind of worn down. They aren't holding it in the trimmer anymore. So that's what that's all about. Good to know. And let's get you started here. So the deal with this Funfold card, you know that a basic card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you know you have an 11-inch piece of paper. We are going to score at 1 1/2 inches using the scoring blade, not the trimmer blade. Okay. And we're going to fold that. And I am bleeding. Oh my goodness. Tracy, if that's you, I might have to stop and get a Band-Aid. Then you're going to slide this back into your trimmer, because you're going to put it at 5 1/2. So you know where to cut the next piece off. Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut that one off. Okay, pull that one out. That's what it looks like. This second one here, we're going to cut another 1 1/2 inch strip. And it's going to get set up like this at the end, okay? So the directions and the cutting measurements are all on that link below. And I'm going to move the trimmer out of the way. The next thing you're going to need is an inside of your card. And that's, did I cut it already? I thought I did. Yep. Nope. Hang on. Too far ahead of myself here. There we go. This is 4 and it's by 5 3/8. Okay. So we're going to, we can go ahead and put that right in there. Looks like I got a little pencil there. Okay. I don't even know if you can see that on the camera, but it's going to bug me. So there we go. So there's that one. We're going to use a bone folder and crease that. Okay. And this, we're going to use a Post-it note to set it up. Okay. We're going to put the bottom strip here, hold it in place. Post-it notes work great. And I'm just going to set it where I think it's going to be a good fit. When I had done the card earlier, I had an idea of something else that I wanted to do over in this space here. So I'm going to nudge this over just a little bit more than I had. Okay. And then just pull the Post-it note out. So that's your card. It's going to open like that. Okay. Now we're going to do the stamping part. I'm going to set this piece aside. To do the card, I made a background with a sketched plaid. This is a gigantic background stamp. Some of you know I'm really excited about the possibilities for these stamps. Now, one thing I want to show you is that when I did this morning, I found that it was much easier to lay it like this. And I'll show you what you want a piece bigger than what your actual need is. So I just used a full quarter sheet of cardstock and I put the ink on and I kind of butted it up against one of the edges here, let it flop, and then you're going to want to take a piece of scrap paper, press it flat, and that's going to clean the ink off the edges. And then you're just going to very carefully pick it up, and voila. So this is enough to get 2 of these panels that we're going to use on the card. So I'm just going to set this away. I'm not actually going to stamp with that right now. And I'm going to show you, this is cut at, let me remember because I don't have it up here. This is cut at 2 1/4 by 4. And if I did my math right, let's hope I did, that's going to go right in here. Perfect. And you can see that sometimes with a background stamp, there's a little smooch there. That's going to get covered up by our flower posies. So don't worry about smudges. Okay, I'm going to set that part aside. Now, the stamp set has all kinds of containers and things you could set plants on. I chose these flowers because I was out in my garden today. Everything is starting to bloom. It looks amazing. I wanted reds and yellows and purples and just something happy. So that's what I did. Let's see how we do it. I used basic gray as the background stamp. It's really much softer than black. And this is what the stamp looks like. You do need blocks. These are D-size blocks. Straight down and up. turn this one around here. Straight down and up. Now, I am going to color these with Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol markers, and they blend really well. I have a collection, so I don't always pick ones that are the current ones. I usually just pick what feels good to me at the time. I'm going to start with the metal can here, and I had these sort of taupe colored markers. Whenever you use the alcohol marker, you want to start with the darker shade. Stampin' Blends come in sets of 2, and I'm just going to swoop, 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 and carry it over and carry it over. Swoop, 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 swoop. Here we go. And then I'm going to get the lighter color. Now, the way you know that your blends are working well, on the back, you start to see it showing through. It's supposed to do that. Okay? You want to work in circular motion. And try and blend out the lines. And I thought, well, if I go like this, maybe it's going to look like sunlight on the other part of the can. My sister may be watching, and she's an actual trained artiste. So leave me a comment, Abby. Let me know how I'm doing. There you go. And I am not going to color the whole thing all the way over. Okay? That was pretty easy. And you can see how it starts to bleed through in the back. If you're not getting any bleed through, you haven't put enough on for the ink to blend. So go ahead and swoop, 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 swoop. I probably used the dark one. I should have used the lighter one. Let's see. Okay. There we go. All right. And when I get to my leaves, this morning when I was making this sample, I was playing with lots of different colors. These are actually really tiny leaves. So I'm going to just say, don't use really a lot of blending colors. Pick some colors that you're happy with. So I'm just going to go with the olive today. This is the dark one, and we're going to find all the leaves first. There's a leaf, there's a leaf, 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 leaf. And I know some of you are probably noticing that there are little smoogies happening. And I'm going to show you something called a color lifter that helps move the ink. The ink stays liquid because of the alcohol, and it actually moves through the fibers of the paper. So we can move the ink in different directions to correct mistakes. So I'm going to just go back over with a lighter green now. Get a little texture, just some different colors in here. The Stampin' Blends, as I said, come in a pair. And there's a bullet tip and a brush tip. The brush tip is really for larger areas. I like using the bullet tip for coloring these small detailed areas. I'm going to go right in with my poppy because that's what I was thinking of this morning. Was this flower looked like a poppy to me. I'm just going to follow the outline. I'll grab the lighter color, start with a darker, blend with the lighter. And I'm going to start, again, I'm going to work in little circles. This is Poppy Parade to match the cardstock. This morning, I accidentally pulled a different shade of red, and I'll show you, compare that for you when we get done here. There's that. And let's make some poppies blooming. It's going to be a very bright card, but I was kind of feeling it today. Okay. Back in if I need to with the dark one around the edges. This is the brush tip. And go ahead and get, when you use alcohol markers, you kind of have to practice a little bit You're going to go through some paper until you get it the way you want. Okay, and then I wanted to put in a pink berry burst. And I was going to mix that with the lighter poppy color, just for the heck of it. Let's see what that looks like. Back to the bullet tip. Okay. So some of you know that when I travel, I like to bring some stamped images to color, whether I'm sitting in the car and Dawn is driving, or if, we're having some downtime on a rainy day. It's easy to throw markers in the car and have them there to crank out some images. And then I can die cut them when I'm ready to. And then this was my orange, sort of oh gosh, broke that one. That's not supposed to happen. But if it does, we'll go back to stamp it up. We're just going to go pink. Let's see. Meredith, I'm glad you think it's looking great. All right, we will add the dark red. Look at that. What are you doing with the kiddos while you're watching me, kid? My cousin Meredith often has two little people following her around. And I'm just going to put some yellow in there and some yellow in there. There. All right. Now you want to see the magic of the color lifter. So I'm going to look. And if you look, you can see there are places where the camera's going to focus for me. Oop, come on now. Let's see. Well, bummer. Let's see. You want to color on the outside here. And it, as I said, it's going to push the ink back to where you had originally intended it to be. Okay. Okay. And Meredith was joking that she's not an artist. I think one of the things that Stampin' Up! Really tries to do is make art accessible for everybody. And I think they do a really good job at it. This is the die. We're going to cut these out. I just got to get it spinning around here to the right spot. Was that it? There we go. Once again, I'm going to grab my trusty Post-it notes. And this one here. Oops, I didn't color correct that. I did make a boo-boo on that one. Let's fix that one. Not sure why the camera is doing such a wonky thing today. I apologize, and hopefully it'll correct when it's downloading, and you'll get the gist. This. And this, going to run it through my die cutting machine. These dies, I'm using the big die cutting machine, but these are all in this set, compatible with a smaller machine. Here comes Don out of the basement. The cat is hanging out with me, so I didn't want to lock him out. Okay. Go. Adhere that down. And please ignore the disgruntled worker in the next room while I'm live. Pardon me. I can hear you. I can hear you on mine. So now he's going to be quiet. I didn't mean to shush him, but let's see. Here we go. In the middle. This is a lucky to know you. Hi, T. All right, we're going to get this. Lucky to know you. I thought, the sentiments in this, there's with sympathy, best friend ever, sending love, lucky to know you. I decided lucky to know you kind of goes, just make sure that's dry, with so many things. Oh, for heaven's sakes, we're just having that kind of day. That's okay. So, no problems in stamping. We just grab a scrap. We cover it up. We do it again. There we go. There we go. I'm going to just adhere that down. Cover the messy one up. Go. And then I was going to put some accents. There are some really tiny little designs that are kind of fun to add to your work. No, I realize there's other parts of there. And okay, pop that on. And I'll grab just the regular poppy color. So we'll bring that into the image on the back. There we go. Lucky to know you. And then, Tracy and Meredith, you can help me. You're both still on there. I'm going to give you a choice of ribbon because I'll move that out of the way. The original card that I did this morning was a darker color, and I used this sort of cranberry ribbon with some gold in it. This is what it looks like on the brighter. I still think that's okay. I kind of like it because the gold picks up the color in the pot. And then my other choice was this wild silver mesh. All right, mesh or golden red ribbon. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up or let me know. Any opinions? I'm going to try the silver then. Oh, the same ribbon, Mare? All right, let's do that. I like it because it does seem to pick up the brown in the pot. So how it wraps right around. And I'm going to do it in 2 steps. So I'm going to just roughly measure it. Grab my fabric scissors, not my paper scissors. And we're going to put a little bit of adhesive right in the middle. I'm going to pop that right over. And we're just going to overlap it. And then to tie the bow, I never cut the piece off when I'm tying a bow. I tie it on the spool, and then I seem to waste less ribbon that way. So it always looks ugly until you start pulling it. Okay, so there we go. And that's going to cut, oh gosh, it's because I cut it at an angle. Let's see. If I can do this, anybody can do this, you guys. So I'm going to get my glue dots. These are really good to have around. They come in all different sizes. We sell just the medium ones, but I know for little kids, they take the place of hot glue. So you could probably get, I don't want to send you someplace else, but you can get the really, really big ones, which are very kid friendly. And I'm just going to put a little bit behind the bow itself to keep it where I want it. There we go. All right, so there's that one. All right. This is the poppy one. I think I'm going to go back to the other camera because the phone camera is not making me happy. So hang on. Here we go. Switching around here. There. All right. So here's the two. Oop, there we go. What do you like better? The one we just did in poppy, or the darker real red? Okay. And I think, I want to make sure I'm holding it. Well, there's the camera. There we go. So there's those two. I wanted to show you also the one, Tracy likes the original one. Okay. Wanted to show you how it looks, this very same layout with a different stamp set. This is a Christmas card that's going to be part of my Christmas in July workshop that I'm doing in Indiana. And same idea. Okay. Just embellished a little differently. You can take this idea of just whacking off that piece and tweak it just however you want. So, and I also want to show you what I didn't do for you. I don't know if you're, let's see if we go back to the camera here. Let's see if it'll show you. The dies also have all these itty bitty flowers. And so I punched them all out because I wasn't sure if I was going to use them, but I didn't want to sit and glue a lot. How I would normally do that, if I had the time today, is I would just stick them dot, 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 dot on the glue dots and just make this whole streamer of embellishments just like this, and then sit down and apply them to what I was working on. Okay. So let's go back here. All right. Hi, here I am again. Thanks you guys for stopping in. Let me know what you think. Try and click on the link. Let me know if you can download the diagram to your computer if it works okay. And I am so glad to see you, Meredith. I'm sorry we missed you this weekend. If you're watching the replay, friends, today's date is July 2nd, and it's 2024. So thanks for coming. See you next week.